Open ear earbuds that are perfect for sports and other activities. Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the Cleer ARC II Sport open ear earbuds, and they're really pretty remarkable. As you can see, they sit on top of your ear, so they are vastly more comfortable than any earbuds that you put into your ear. And they're easy enough to work with. You just put the big piece behind your ear, and then the other piece just sits on the top of your ear. You can sort of see that here. And I'm going to pause the music because it immediately went into pairing and paired and immediately started playing music, which is what I usually want, but I don't want right now. So super easy, super comfortable, and really cool design. And they feature a 16.2 millimeter neodymium driver, and they support AAC, SBC, and aptX adaptive. And here's one thing that's really cool is they have 6-axis motion sensors. So you can do things like have gestures for next and previous call and to answer calls. And they also have 2 microphones. So when you're on a phone call, it actually is using aptX voice. I'm going to demo that in just a second. I'll give you a couple more specs. So IPX5 waterproof, Bluetooth 5.3 with multi-point connection support, and 8 hours of battery life with them just like this. But then when you put them in this fairly decent sized travel case, then you actually get 27 more hours for a total of 35 hours of playback. And here's something really cool. When I put it in, you can't really see, but there's a blue light that comes on underneath because it does UV sterilization. So the part that's sitting on your ear that's likely going to get sweaty when you're working out or doing any sort of activity, that actually gets sterilized every time you go to charge them. I think that's a pretty slick addition. Now, from a sort of design and comfort perspective, they're really remarkable because, as you can see again, there's nothing in my ear. So it's incredibly comfortable. And what there is if we look really closely on the unit, there's a little cutout, that little red point or part, and that actually is the directional speaker outlet. So the music or audiobook or podcast or whatever you're listening to is being pushed out of that hole and directly into your ear. So no one near you can hear it, and your ear is still open to have all the environmental sounds around you that you need, especially if you're out for a run or a bike ride or something. And you're getting surprisingly good audio quality too. It's quite remarkable. And where this all works together is with the Cleer Plus app. So what I want to do is I want to bring up the app so you can see it. Here we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and put these on, and each one has a tiny little R or L to tell you which ear they go in. So there's one, and then I'll put this on my other ear. And it's that easy. They're on, they're comfortable. I'll reconnect in the app. And there we go, they're paired. And so now you can see they're pretty darn good in their charge status, and that it actually tracks. Here's one really fun thing, is it tracks the total number of steps. So because of those motion sensors, while you're wearing them, they can actually act like a pedometer too. So I've been wearing them as I've been walking around my office and doing some, various chores and such. So you can see I've done 328 steps, nothing to write home about, but it's really cool that it tracks that. There's also equalizations. You can customize it, or you can simply have it be one of the 6 presets. I just typically leave things flat, and that's most of it. You can go into settings on the top right, and then I can change things like the app language, and that changes the voice prompts that you hear when it's like pairing, connected, things like that. You can change the touchpad controls. Quite importantly, you can check that you have the latest version of the firmware. And there's just a bunch of stuff you can do here. And, even if you never use the app at all, it's still really easy to work with, and it does come with a little tiny manual so you can see some of those tap sequences. But what I want to do is I want to bring up voice, and now what you're hearing is my voice as picked up by the Cleer ARC II Sport. And you can hear it does a pretty solid job. This is certainly something where you could be on a phone call while you're on the treadmill or on a bike ride or something, and the other person will be able to hear you just fine. So let me stop this. Suffice to say, I was blown away when I put these on, not in, on my ears, and then put some music on. You have to turn the volume up a fair amount, but it sounded remarkably good. Much better than I expected, with a full range of sound and not a huge amount of soundstage, so it still feels like a very intimate sort of music reproduction, but it really did sound good, and it really is entirely listenable. And if you're doing podcasts or audiobooks or something, this is going to sound great. If you're going to use these for audio while you're on a call, then you can do that for an easy 30 minutes or more while you're doing other stuff. And of course, the huge safety factor here is that you can still hear everything around you. This is the opposite logic to things like active noise control, which have circuitry to make it so that you're isolated from what's around you. Those are a really bad idea if you're going to be going for a jog or you're on a bike ride on public streets or something, because you want to hear what's around you. You want to hear that big vehicle coming up or those 5 other bikers saying, "On your left." You know, if you can't hear any of that, it's actually quite dangerous, not just for you, importantly for you, but not just for you, but for everyone else too. So these are really nice, and that IPX5 means you can wear them even if you're jogging in a light snow or in rain. I know you hardcore athletes out there. And, you know, every time you take them off and put them in the case, then it is going to then use that UV sterilization to make sure there's no bacteria sitting on them that you're then going to have to deal with the next time you pull them out. So I'm very impressed with these. I think these are really, really cool, and I really like the design because sometimes I like to not have earbuds in my ears. I like to just have like that sort of air equalization and be able to hear what's going on around me, even as I'm listening to my own personal music source or my own personal podcast or audiobook or something else. So lots to like here, lots worth checking out. And we do need to talk about the price. Before we get there, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon for notifications. Give me a thumbs up if you found this of value. And of course, I hope you did. Great. Then these are the Cleer ARC II Sport open ear earbuds, and they are $189.99. Currently discounted down to $169.99 at clearaudio.com. And the case is really nice. It has a great hand feel. It comes with a USB to A to USB-C charging cable. There's everything you need for you to take your music or audio content to the next level while you're still being physically active. And that is a huge win. That's all I got. Hope to catch you in my next video.